Alright, Hero Cox here. I had some issues with my normal microphone. This guy here, one of my best microphones, the F Deuce. It's really good. But unfortunately, right now it doesn't want to seem to work with Bandicam. So, I'm going to use this thing, which is not as good. But good thing about it is that it will not get as catch as much sound as the others will. Okay, as some of the others will. Like that one. That one will pick up a lot of stuff. And once I get to the upper echelons of really good microphones, it's going to be amazing. To basically hear all the sounds and things. But that's okay. Right now we got this thing. We got a few others if we need them, and we're going to get by lots more because that's important. We're going to do what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Let's get on with transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, me reacting to what the screen caps on YouTube and DeviantArt. Their response to comments I made against the deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning, if you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead and click off the video. Do not lie and say there's hate speech in my videos, because there is no hate speech in my videos. It's speech you hate, that's a different story. Let's continue on with these people getting things wrong in this comment section. Me trying to shut me out with Bible versus basic biology, and they're going to kick it off about that. Also, happy Easter. It is Easter. It is, ironically, April 20th. Yes. April 20th is on a Sunday. 420 is on a Sunday. No, in my opinion, I'd rather stick with basically Easter fixings. Food, and talk about how awesome God is and how Jesus rose from the dead. That's what I'd rather talk about. I'd rather do instead of smoking nasty stuff that messes your mind up. Makes you do crazy things to get it. Criminal things. Not good. One dude was all baked and wandered into a restaurant I worked in. And I was at first like, what is going on here? Why is this dude? I was like, oh, he's a customer, right? No, he just wandered in. He didn't care. And they had the police come and take him out. Not take him out as in permanently. But no, take him out as in escort him out. They had the police come in and escort him out because he was just like, he was a zombie basically. And I'm just like, what are you doing? This is terrible. What's with that stuff? Now, of course, for medicinal purposes, like the oils, stuff like that, different story, because it's the oils. It doesn't make you high, drunk or high. It makes you, it helps you feel better. It helps you get dull pain, and that's good. Okay, but of course, be careful with that stuff as well. Don't get addicted to that, because that's not good either. So let's continue on here. I retaped this thing so it would actually look way better than it did, less cheap. It is the cheapest thing free cheap thing I ever got, but that's okay as long as it works. So let's continue on here. If a girl, person with ovaries, who's is FTM, female to male, transgender, meaning she's a girl that wants to be a boy, it'll never happen ever. She's lying and saying she's a boy, and she's basically saying, basically one of the things she said in our last segment, collection of videos, she said basically, I'm trying to do this thing. There's a certain parts of my body. This isn't body insecurity. Certain parts of my body I have to learn to get used to. I'm like, you have to do it with all of your body, not just certain parts. And she's like, well, seriously, my hips, they're way too big. I'm like, no, they're normal for females. Really normal for females. They're trying to lie and say you're a male though. So yeah, I'm gonna be big for males. The other girl, they had a book series on DeviantArt, and she basically was like, I can't fit in men's pants. My hips are too wide. Like, that's because you were born with ovaries. You were female. Therefore, you had to go to the women's section for clothes. Get the right clothes that fit your body. Stop lying about your biological sex. So I'm sorry. That's just how it is. And then girls like, I'm just trying to say this is wrong. You don't even do this stuff. And she's like, also, you really haven't seen my hips. It's scary. It could be overlap. I just wanted to say it so we can do that stuff. And I say, you were not finding this for you the best way possible. Lying about your biological sex with preferred pronouns and hiding your sexual traits with deceptive clothing is only causing you more problems. You are now afraid that people will see through your disguise. The best way to fight this for you is to learn that it is wrong about your body. Study science, the science of your anatomy, human anatomy, and then you'll see that there's no need to lie and say you're something you're not. You are a normal human being, and there's no need to transition at all. This girl was basically saying that I have to do this because, to relieve the discomfort of dysphoria. Fear of what people think. May think of you of her. There's either discomfort of it. That's how you relieve that. Not a good way to do it, because now you're basically afraid to find out the truth. Instead, why not just have the truth out there? And there's like they treat you wrong, that's on them. Because you're a normal person. So there you go. Let's see. What the girl says is, look, I appreciate you. Honestly, she want the best for me, but you need to follow the actual science that's wrong of what medical professionals have studied and said is the best way to alleviate dysphoria through lies. And what actually works for me through lies. There's a study. There's where that came from. Linked to something that's wrong about dysphoria. You can say a lot of things, but you can't actually say that you know what makes you feel better. According to lies, I was told. Actually, I can't. That is true. Telling the truth does not make you feel better. Telling the truth, well, not immediately. Not immediately. Telling the truth is not instant gratification. I learned this from the Tuttle twins. There's instant gratification, and there's delayed gratification. What time we got? Not you. I like to cut it. The screen cap snipping tool, but I use that right now. I got a little time. Let's go. But instant gratification is done by lying. With the transgender lifestyle, it's all about instant gratification. You lie and deceive and disguise. Okay, it's instant gratification. You look in the mirror, you're like, yeah, hopefully they won't be able to tell. Yeah, instant gratification. If it works, then it works. If it doesn't work, then there you go. Delayed pain, delayed anger and hatred, delayed fear, stuff like that. But delayed gratification is like, they'll be able to tell what biological sex I am. Oh no, what if they say something bad? And it's like, yeah, but that's normal stuff. Over time, it's like, okay, you get used to it. You learn to get used to that stuff, because it's just like they call you a name, they do whatever, stupid thing they do because they're idiots, and then it's like, yeah, no, you get used to that stuff, because it's like, no, it's going to happen. They're basically not saying the N word. For me, they're basically not saying the N word as they drive by. They're saying, I'm badly educated. Pray for me. I'm acting like an idiot. That's basically what you learn that they're saying. They don't say that exactly in words, but they're saying it by what they're doing. So that's how it works. But these people are like, no, we can't. We gotta stay away from pain, suffering, reality. That's impossible. So let's go. Lying about biological sex, preferred pronouns, and hiding your sexual traits in sexual clothing. She quotes me. It only causes more problems. What problems? When you're lying about your biological sex. Hiding, cowering, and fear, hoping no one finds out the truth. That's a problem. Stop it. Stop lying about biological sex. Girls like, what problems? I only felt better with each step of transitioning lying about my biological sex, as long as I'll find out. What else? What they have is deceptive clothing. A binder, baggy clothes that hide your breasts and undercurves. Deceptive clothing. Stop it. I'm not afraid of being found out. Yes, you are. Why do you think you're disguising yourself then? If you're not afraid of being found out about what biological sex you are, why disguise yourself? Why use binders? Why use pronouns? Why cut your hair short and say you're a dude? If you're born with ovaries. Why grow your hair long and say you're a girl if you're born with testicles? That's the issue. They are deathly afraid of finding out. You found out. Let's continue on here with this denial stuff. Go on. As long as the person that exposed me doesn't get all weird about it, act like I'm a serial killer or something, or lying, most likely. I'm afraid of anything. It's getting murdered, Yes, that does happen. It's been frightfully close to happening to me because of lies I was told. Or not, but we'll see. Yes, my brain is the problem, not my actual body. No, your mind is the problem. You got to renew your mind. Stop lying about your biological sex. Not my actual body. However, if there were a way other than transitioning to get rid of dysphoria, not to get rid of it, you fight it. It's something you fight against. It's wrong. So fight against it. Dysphoria, I would have found it. I tried everything, and it only made me depressed to end. So I didn't wish for worse enemy, because it's not. There's nothing you can do to get rid of it. You have to fight it. That's the problem. They think that they have to fight it. They can get rid of it by lying and hiding. They doesn't get rid of it. So now, continue on. A little time left. I've tried everything that you haven't. So it's like, does alleviation come after depression? Yeah, you have to learn to live with it. Do you get super depressed and then die and go to heaven? Tell me how that works. Die. There are ways to not die. Get sad and then not die, and learn to live with that stuff. It's life. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube, DeviantArt. Continue on with this stuff. You're all getting, still in denial.